William, sir, I've got your math module program, so I want to review that with you. Okay, here's our template that details all of what you have to have in your program. Let me look, here's your pseudocode. Beginning of code, print a cylindrical water tank needs to be painted outside, filled with water. You want to find the volume it can hold, surface area to be painted. The tank has a radius of R, height of H. Okay. Print, enter the radius of the cylinder, input the radius. Okay, like that. Input, set pi. Calculate volume equals pi, radius squared height. Is that right? Let's see. Volume equals pi, radius squared height. Okay, that is what the directions gave us. Okay, surface area is 2 times pi times radius plus height. That's not what, I mean, that might be a different formula for that, but our directions for our program say it's 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r times height. So you're not using the formula given the directions. Again, this may calculate it correctly, but in programming, it's very important when you have your parameters of your program to make sure you are doing exactly what your parameters require, because there may be specific things that some companies have or different things that they need to include in their programs. So you've kind of branched off and used a different than what you were given for surface area of a cylinder there. But again, that may work, but it's not the directions. And then print the volume of the cylinder is, and then whatever your calculation is there, great. The surface area of the cylinder is, okay, that's good. All right, here's your code. All right, find the surface area and volume. The output was displaying as text, so you edit it, make sure to use float, fixing some syntax error, make the code more efficient. Okay, so let's get this copied. Let's paste it into a programming window. Where's your main function? You never defined a main function, because we're about to get to a point where we're going to be defining other functions that run as well, and you're not defining the main function. That's always part of our programs. So you're missing that, but let's run this and see how it looks. Enter the radius. I'm going to enter a radius of 5 and a height of 10. So there, this cylindrical water tank needs to be painted on the outside, filled with water. You find the volume. That's what you had on there. The tank has a radius of R and a height of. Now, see, this would be a lot better. And I'm thinking as a user, if you put this program out there for the world to use. When I was looking at this, I would expect it to say the tank has a radius of 5 and a height of 10, because that's the numbers I just entered. Because R is every cylinder. Every cylinder has a radius of R, but what does R equal? Every cylinder has a height of 10. And okay, your pseudocode, let me look at that real quick, said this was going to have the volume of the cylinder is volume. But all you have is just a number. So when I look at that, I'm like, okay, do I know for sure which one is the volume and which one is the surface area? Because without it spelled out, a user could be, is the volume first? Is the surface area first? I would assume the volume first, but I don't know for sure. And if I'm ordering paint to paint it, you would definitely want to make sure you knew the right number, so you didn't over order paint or under order paint, to make sure that's correct, because it affects your cost, especially if you're putting in a bid. Hey, I want to do that. Here's what it'll cost me. You want to make sure that's accurate. So just a couple of small things there. I mean, otherwise it looks good. It's got the word problem. It calculates things, although this calculation is not the calculation you were given. So you got to follow the directions when you have a program that you're supposed to write from a company or a government agency or whatever. You got to make sure you follow their parameters. But and again, you didn't print out which these are. So the first one is volume, but so you didn't match your pseudocode. You had it right in the pseudocode. Print the volume of the cylinder is, the surface area of the cylinder is. So that's good. And you didn't define your main. The first thing you should have up here after your name, date, and that is you should define your main function, because like I said, we're going to start having other functions, and at the end, of course, you're going to end your main function. We're going to start including other functions, so the Python's going to need to know where the main function is, and of course everything's going to have to be indented over since we have a function. Everything inside there would be. But otherwise, looking pretty decent. Got a lot of good stuff there. But you gotta tweak this, get better at your programming skills. Want you to feel confident going out and doing this and being able to program in Python. So, all right, see you in class.